Welcome back to Deb's True Crime Notebook. It's been a while, but believe it or not, we have a new document concerning Richard Allen's sentencing, which is coming up on December 20th of this year. So let's get right into it. State of Indiana and the Circuit Court County of Carroll. State of Indiana plaintiff versus Richard M. Allen defendant. Case number 08C01-2210. MR-000001. Administrative Rule 9G5, Notice of Exclusion of Confidential Information from the Public Access. Contemporaneous with the filing of this notice, the undersigned probation officer has filed confidential information of green paper in accordance with Administrative Rule 9G6. Pursuant to Administrative Rule 9G5, the officer provides this notice that the confidential information contained on that green paper is to remain excluded from public access in accordance with the authority listed below. A. Name of description of document filed on green paper, pre-sentence investigation report. B. Administrative Rule 9G, grounds upon which exclusion is authorized. AR 9G2B, Indiana Code Section 35-38-1-13, declares the information confidential, respectfully submitted, and it is signed by the probation officer. A pre-sentence investigation, or PSI report, is a document that helps judges determine an appropriate sentence for a defendant. It's created by a probation officer, social worker, or psychologist and is considered the most important document in the federal criminal process. The report includes the following. The report includes offense details, the nature and circumstances of the crime, and the defendant's involvement in similar or uncharged offenses. It also includes the defendant's history, personal history, criminal record, and social history. It will also include the victim impact statements from victims about the impact of the offense. Now, in this case, because the victims are deceased, the victim impact statements will be done by the victim's family members and friends. Now, this is going to be a very emotional time for everyone in the courtroom, family and observers. And I just recommend that everyone, regardless of the side you're on, remain respectful during this time. This is a time that they have an opportunity to say how this has impacted their lives, what it's done to them psychologically and physically. And this is a time that they have the right to express that information. This report would also contain sentencing recommendations, an analysis and justification for the recommended sentence, including any departures from sentencing guidelines. We would also be talking about risk assessment, the defendant's overall risk level and risk level in each domain section. Now, this would be basically to tell them what type of treatment he's going to need in prison. We'll get to that in a minute. And also where he should be, in what part of the prison he should be in, and what security should be like. And then finally, supervision plan, the information to help with post-conviction supervision and treatment services. So this would include counseling, psychological testing, medical services, because we know that he has had depression and psychosis, and so they need to be able to treat that if that should pop up at any point. And it would also include supervision and safety requirements. So the defendant, defense attorney, and prosecutor can review the report for accuracy, and they can request changes before the sentencing, which will occur December 20th. The probation officer assigned to the case presents the final report to the court and may be called upon to answer questions at the actual sentence hearing. Let's do a wrap-up here of what we've just read. The purpose to the pre-sentencing report would be to give the judge a comprehensive picture of the defendant, including their criminal history, family situation, employment, education, mental health, and substance abuse history, to help determine the best sentence. Who prepares it? A probation officer conducts the investigation and writes the report. Information included would be details of the current offense, prior criminal convictions, personal background information, family, education, employment, victim impact statements, assessment of potential risk to the community. Procedure: the probation officer interviews the defendant and may contact family members and employees or employers and review relevant records to gather information. This is a very common practice. It's done before every sentencing. There's nothing nefarious being hidden from anyone, but it will include psychological evaluation, which they may not want out. I will continue to bring you any information that comes out about this case. It's not over yet. We do know that the defense will try to make an appeal. They have a right to request an appeal. It does not mean that it will be granted, but it could be. So we'll wait to see what happens there. I believe they have 30 days after sentencing to get that appeal put in, and I know that they have been working on what they could use as an appeal. So we will keep you updated when we find out more about that. The sentencing is, as I said, December 20th at 9 a.m. at the Carroll County Courthouse. I'm going to try my best to be there. I don't know if I will be able to get in because, again, it will be a limited seating, and I'm sure that there will be a lot of press there. But we'll do our best to bring you all the information that you need to know. And if I don't get into the courthouse, you know that I will have some amazing people reporting to me. So we'll see you next time on Deb's True Crime Notebook. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell for all notifications. Leave us a comment, what you think about this, what you think about the upcoming sentencing. We love to hear your comments. And share this in your groups and with some friends. We'll see you next time. I want to pop back in here and leave one more comment. I want to thank everyone that's donated to the channel. We, of course, have donated money to Abby's Angels, as I talked about earlier a couple of weeks ago. And that was money that you, the viewers, donated. And I want to tell you how much we appreciate that. We are now going to be donating toys to Toys for Tots in your name, the viewers of Deb's True Crime Notebook. So everything that you donate on the channel, and you can find the area to donate on the description of the channel. If you scroll past, you'll see a little oval that says thanks with a $sign. That's where you do it, okay? So if you want to do that and you want to be involved in donating to charities with me, that's how you do it. So we're going to be donating toys to Toys for Tots in your name. Again, the viewers of Deb's True Crime Notebook, thank you so much. And if I don't talk to you before Christmas, which I'm sure I will, you have a wonderful Christmas.